Laura Ann Branigan was an American singer, songwriter and actress. She is best remembered for her 1982 platinum-certified hit Gloria, and for the top 10 single Self-Control. Branigan is also remembered for the top 10 Solitaire, and for the #1 adult contemporary hit, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, as well as several other U.S. top 40 hits. As well as her music, she was also known for her powerful, husky alto singing voice which spanned 4 octaves. Branigan also contributed songs to notable motion picture and television soundtracks, including the Grammy and Academy Award-winning Flashdance soundtrack, the Ghostbusters soundtrack, and the Baywatch soundtrack. Her signature song Gloria by Umberto Tozzi stayed on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 for 36 weeks, at the time a record for a female artist. The song holds a place in the top 100 singles of both 1982 and 1983. Branigan died at her home in 2004, aged 47, from a previously undiagnosed cerebral aneurysm. Biography, early career. In the early 1970s Branigan attended Byram Hills High School in Armonk, New York. She was a member of the band, Meadow, which recorded one album in 1973 called The Friendship. The record was never re-released, and Branigan preferred not to discuss her involvement with Meadow publicly. During the years after Meadow broke up, she had various jobs, including a stint as one of Leonard Cohen's backup singers for his European tour. In 1979, Branigan was signed by Ahmet Ertegun to Atlantic Records. The strength of her alto voice, with its 4-octave range, ironically impeded her career for a couple of years while the label went through the process of categorizing her. She was finally categorized as a pop singer, and a single called Looking Out for #1 made a brief appearance on the U.S. dance chart. 2 other early Atlantic singles, Tell Him, and Fool's Affair, followed. None of these 3 singles were included on her first album or ever reissued on any compilation LP or CD to date. Her first solo album Branigan was released in 1982. The first single from this album was All Night With Me, which hit number 69 on the Billboard charts in early 1982. Branigan, the 9-song debut album, alternated 4 energetic up-tempo songs with 5 ballads, including one of a few songs written solely by Branigan, I Wish We Could Be Alone. Gloria, an Italian love song recorded by Umberto Tozzi in 1979, was released as the album's second single. Branigan's version was reworked with Tozzi's own arranger, Greg Matheson, who updated its production with fellow producer Jack White to give it what Branigan called an American kick to match the new English lyrics. American radio was initially unreceptive to Gloria. The song's combination of American and European sound predated the imminent second British invasion of popular music by several months. Embraced by dance clubs, it eventually won over American radio stations, and the song became one of the biggest hits of the 1980s. The album went gold, and the single was eventually certified platinum. Branigan's vocal performance of Gloria was nominated for a Best Pop Vocal Performance, Female Grammy Award. Gloria marked Branigan's only solo nomination. The following year she received a second nomination as one of the various artists on the Flashdance original soundtrack album when it was nominated for Album of the Year. The album also won the Best Soundtrack Grammy, but, as this award is given only to the composers, Branigan was not nominated. In the spring of 1983, Branigan released her second album, Branigan 2. By this time, the dramatic European synth-pop sound was on the rise, and Branigan's vocals propelled her English-language version of the French song Solitaire to the upper reaches of the U.S. charts. The original Solitaire was written and recorded in 1981 by French singer-songwriter Martine Clemenceau. In addition to cementing a place in pop history and ensuring she was not a one-hit wonder, her second album's 2 big hits began the careers for 2 then-unknowns, who themselves became industry legends. The English translation of Solitaire was the first major hit for songwriter Diane Warren, while the album's second hit single, the ballad, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, was the first major hit for its co-writer, Michael Bolton. Branigan's debut recording of How Am I Supposed to Live Without You reached number 12 on the Hot 100 and spent 3 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart. The 1983 film Flashdance contained two Laura Branigan songs, Gloria, and a new song, Imagination. The latter song was included on the Grammy Award-winning Flashdance soundtrack, which reached number 1 and sold more than 6 million copies in the US alone. Height of her career: the year 1984 was the height of the European synth-pop era, and Self-Control, the title track of Branigan's third album, became her biggest hit internationally, topping the charts in over 6 countries, most notably West Germany, where it spent 6 weeks at number 1. The original version of Self-Control, recorded a few months earlier in 1984 by one of the song's co-writers Raphael Ridley, held the West German number 2 spot during this time period. Outside of Raf's native Italy, Branigan's version enjoyed more success. It hit number 4 in the US. Other pop, dance floor and adult contemporary hits from Branigan's Self-Control album include The Lucky One, the continental ballad Ti Amo, and the dance hit Satisfaction. The album also featured an understated version of Carole King's Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? As a counterpoint to all the dance productions, it was a bare-bones piano version. That year Branigan's live show was recorded twice, for a syndicated radio concert series and a concert video. Branigan was also nominated for an award at the American Music Awards of 1985 for Favorite Pop Rock Female Video Artist. Also in 1985 Branigan performed the main theme song for the television mini-series Hollywood Wives, based on the novel by Jackie Collins. By the time of Branigan's fourth album, 1985's Hold Me, Self-Control was a worldwide success. The hits continued with Spanish Eddie, which was her 6th U.S. Billboard Top 40 pop hit in 2.5 years. The subsequent single release Hold Me was a U.S. Top 40 dance hit, and Branigan's introduction of the rock ballad I Found Someone scored even higher on the adult contemporary chart. However, neither song was supported by a music video and stalled in the lower reaches of the Hot 100 chart. Touch, which was released in 1987, marked a change in Branigan's career. Under new management and using different producers, Branigan took a more active role in her work and in the studio. Touch saw her return to dance floors with the Stock Waterman-produced Shattered Glass, written by Bob Mitchell and Steve Coe. The album also included a return to the Billboard Top 40 with her cover of Jennifer Rush's The Power of Love, which was one of the top 20 best-selling singles in the United States during Christmas time. The album's third single, Cry Wolf, a top 30 AC hit, did not capture attention at pop radio and stalled. The ballad was recorded 2 years later by Stevie Nicks, and more recently by writer Jude Johnston. During the height of her career, Branigan also made acting appearances, first in 1981 in An American Girl in Berlin for German television, and then after the success of Gloria, guest appearances on American television series such as Chips, Automan and Knight Rider. She would later do independent films such as Mugsy's Girls with Academy Award winner Ruth Gordon, and the Australian film Backstage. She sang on major national television and radio campaigns for products including Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola and Chrysler, which sponsored her 1985 to 1986 Hold Me tour. Later years, Branigan's 1990 self-titled album brought the singer back to the high NRG charts and gay clubs with Moonlight on Water, and she scored a top 30 adult contemporary hit with Never in a Million Years. Branigan added production to her list of credits with her cover of Vicki Sue Robinson's disco-era Turn the Beat Around, and the atmospheric Let Me In, a cover of an Eddie Money song. The album also included Unison, which was the title track for Celine Dion's English debut CD in the same year. The album's closing track, a cover of Bryan Adams' The Best Was Yet to Come, was produced and arranged by Branigan herself. The singer's 1990-1991 concert tour was filmed for a syndicated U.S. television show, SRO in Concert, which was also released on videocassette and laserdisc, on Branigan's seventh and final studio album, 1993's Over My Heart. The singer again produced, wrote and arranged. The album included a cover of Rogue's song The Sweet Hello, The Sad Goodbye, and Is There Anybody Here But Me? A smooth mid-tempo number. Branigan was married to Larry Krutek, a lawyer 20 years her senior, in December 1981. Not long after the Over My Heart album's release, Branigan left the music industry in 1994 to spend more time with Krutek following his diagnosis of colon cancer. He died on June 15, 1996. During these years, Branigan's chart success cooled in the United States, though she was still in demand around the world and went on several global tours. Branigan had official hit collections released in South America, Japan, Germany, South Africa, and the United States. The United States collection was released in 1995, the 13-track The Best of Branigan, and included two newly recorded covers, Show Me Heaven, and the Donna Summer hit Dim All the Lights, which Branigan released in several remixes. Branigan's vocal coach was Carlo Menotti, and she worked with Steve Lukather, Dan Huff and Michael Landau. Keyboardists Greg Matheson, Harold Faltermeyer, Michael Bodica and Robbie Buchanan. Bassists Nathan East and Dennis Belfield. Drummer Carlos Vega. Percussionists Paulino da Costa and Lenny Castro. And guest vocalists including Joby Esposito, and background vocalists including the Waters Sisters, James Ingram, and Richard Page and Stephen George. As her stature grew, she attracted Grammy-winning producers including Phil Ramone, Richard Perry and David Kirschenbaum. She performed duets with John Farnham as well as Latin pop artist Luis Miguel. She also appeared frequently on various television shows, including The Merv Griffin Show, Dick Clark's American Bandstand, Solid Gold, and The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. In 2001, Branigan's return to the stage was postponed when she broke both of her femurs in a fall. In 2002, she performed twice as the singing Janis Joplin in the off-Broadway musical Love, Janis, before dropping out of the show. I left Janis because the producers didn't file with Equity properly, she told the Sunday News in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was sort of relieved. My voice isn't anything like Janis Joplin's, and there were 19 of her songs in the show. Also in 2002, her second official United States hits collection, The Essentials, Laura Branigan, was released, including the long out-of-print hit I Found Someone. Death: Branigan died in her sleep at her lodge in East Quogue, New York, on August 26, 2004. The cause was attributed to a previously undiagnosed cerebral aneurysm. It was reported in the media that she had been experiencing headaches for several weeks before her death but did not seek medical attention. Her ashes were scattered over Long Island Sound. Legacy: Other Half Entertainment, Branigan's management company at the time of her death, continues to oversee her career legacy through her official website, www.laurabraniganonline.com, her official MySpace and Facebook pages, by taking part in various media opportunities, as well as through relationships with Warner Music Group and other entertainment industry entities. Other Half Entertainment serves as the comprehensive, official voice for her legacy interests, while keeping her artistic visions and standards at the heart of his operations. In 2005, Other Half Entertainment organized a memorial for Branigan's friends and fans, held on the anniversary of her death, near the Long Island home in which she was caring for her mother at the time of her death. Following its initial success, the Spirit of Love Memorial Gathering remains an annual event in celebration of her life and the legacy of her passionate vocal performances and the heartfelt connection she made with her fans, whom she consistently referred to as my other half. Between 2006 and the present, Branigan's management company worked regularly with Warner Music Group entities in the production and release of various new greatest hits compilations. The Platinum Collection is an 18-song compilation including all the major hits as well as tracks such as Silent Partners, Satisfaction, All Night With Me, and If You Loved Me, that were four relatively new additions to Branigan Hits compilations. In 2007, the 1995 The Best of Branigan was re-released as part of Rhino's 2007 Greatest Hits series of CDs. In 2008, Rhino WEA authorized the re-release of 3 out-of-print Branigan albums, Touch, Laura Branigan and Over My Heart. In June 2010, Shine On, the Ultimate Collection was released, which for the first time, incorporated a PAL DVD featuring official Atlantic music videos to 10 of Branigan's songs in addition to an 18-track CD including Forever Young, which made its return to the Greatest Hits compilations. The CD contains edited versions of most songs. At Byram Hills High School in Armonk, New York, the Laura Branigan Memorial Scholarship is given annually to a senior for excellence in the performing arts. Discography: Branigan, Branigan 2, Self-Control, Hold Me, Touch, Laura Branigan, Over My Heart. Filmography, awards and nominations. This nomination was not awarded to Laura Branigan alone. References. External links: Laura Branigan official website, Laura Branigan at the Internet Movie Database, Laura Branigan at AllMovie.